Hello, welcome into your new moon reading. This is focused around the new moon in Cancer. And this year, 2026, the new moons are kind of coming in at the tail end of the season they're in. So we're approaching the end of Cancer season, the beginning of Leo season. But new moons are about setting new intentions. One of the cards that I just got out of my moon mantra deck, my future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. All right, so perfect new moon energy. What are you envisioning? Because where your energy and your focus is, your attention, right, that's where you can see an increase or an abundance. You want to make sure it's in the positive and focused on what you want. And Cancer is around emotions. So this could be something really heartfelt, really get your heart, behind what your intention is. You want not only that thought, but also that feeling to really magnetize and grow the energy that you're looking for. You could be feeling more emotional or focused more on your heart space. Could also be focused around the home. Cancer is home energy, mother energy. So there could be more nurturing, either of yourself or things around you, or maybe you're focused on Mother Earth. All right, so what intention would you like to set? What are you hoping for? And then maybe even jot it down and journal it, because full moon in Cancer will be in Capricorn season. So closer to, December or January, depending on when it is. I'm not really sure. And so just see how things transpire over these next 6 months. But let's see what energy wants to come out of the cards. And maybe this will align with what you were already thinking. I see 222 on the timer. So it could be feeling more creative, could be about partnership, sensuality, a little bit more action. All right, let's see what wants to come out of this oracle deck. Let's see, last time I used this deck, we had Magic and Judgment come out. Fun card a couple times also, so hopefully you're able to take some time to have fun, loosen up a little bit, and get that positive vibe heightened, enhanced. All right, cutting the deck with guidance, and I see Magic at the bottom of the deck. Action. I had a feeling this card was going to come out. I saw it in the pre-shuffle, and I just did a weekly reading that was all about potential and taking action forward. So, right, not only setting your sights on, right, how she's aiming that bow forward, but then taking action in that direction. All right, we'll get a couple out of this deck here. What is this one? Cosmic Magic Oracle. Also picking up on Sagittarius energy. Which can be more exploratory, exciting. Action-oriented, as it is a fire sign. All right, let's get a couple out of this deck. let's see here. We've got North Node and Juno. So North Node number 33, fulfillment. Right, so what would fulfill you emotionally, and how can you take steps in that direction? Maybe you are actually traveling, since I mentioned Sagittarius energy also. That can be about travel. Maybe you get out in the mountains, like the image on this card, or do some reflecting at night. North Node is about sort of purpose, mission, where you are more destined to go in this lifetime. And that might be out of your comfort zone. So you may have to really put in some effort and push out of fear to make that happen, to go after what you want. There's a full moon also on this card. So I know I mentioned full moon in Cancer, which will be later in the year during Capricorn season. And then we also have Juno, relationships. All right, and I know when I mentioned I saw 222, that can be about partnership, relationship. Doesn't always have to be romantic, although there are two birds in that tree, so little love birds, blue birds there, and maybe you see blue colored birds. Blue jays, bluebirds, as a sign or a synchronicity. All right, so we've got action, fulfillment, and relationships. All right, what would be fulfilling in your relationships? Are you feeling fulfilled currently? Got Aquarius, individuality at the bottom of the deck, and also seeing Venus, love. All right, so also, keeping your individuality even if you are in relationship or partnership, and maybe that is something that needs a little bit of focus. It can be really easy to lose yourself when you are partnered with somebody else, and maybe that prevents you from taking action or going after the things that you want, right, for your own personal growth and your personal fulfillment. So just see where you're at with that here. And again, maybe you are manifesting better relationships as part of this new moon. All right, let's see what we get here. All right, we've got ring and clover. So ring is about commitment. All right, for some of you, maybe, during the next 6 months, you get proposed to, or you propose to somebody, or make a more solid commitment in a relationship. Right? If it's not romantic, you could just have a friend that you're really connected to, or it could even be something in business if that's more of your focus. And then we also have clover, which is an opportunity. Right? This is something that might come up a little more quickly, and it's not necessarily something that's going to hang around for a super long time. So taking that opportunity when it shows up. So you may have to make a choice or decide if you're going to commit to something. All right, let's see what else we get here. Rider, this can be about a message, someone coming towards you, some sort of offer. I know I just mentioned this opportunity. Again, you have to decide yes or no. You have to decide if this is something that you want to, anchor or root in your life. You have to decide if it's what you want, what you're looking for. Is it fulfilling? Let's get a couple more here. Ooh, bouquet. Yeah, definitely some of you could be getting married here. There's some strong vibes around that. But with bouquet, right, whatever you commit to is going to grow and bloom. Right, starting out with clover and that potentially offer that comes up, right? If you decide to accept it and go down that path, this is something that will blossom, that will be more fulfilling. Just a dog, which is about loyalty. Yeah, lily. A lot of flower energy also here. So maybe you buy yourself flowers, or you get flowers even, or just go take a walk outside at a garden. My dog and I were just at our favorite little garden this morning. We were gonna walk in the neighborhood, but he only made it down the block, and then he got scared because there's been a lot of fireworks lately, so he still has a little PTSD of that. But yeah, again, this is something that is going to bloom and grow. This is something that's also going to bring peace and harmony into your life, and that's something that you're seeking, right? You're wanting to take action in ways, again, that are more fulfilling, that bring more harmony, right? Relationships that flow and that support you in the action. Just saw 11:11 on the timer. Decisions and choices that you want to do for yourself, for your individuality. There is a lot of love coming up also. That could be self-love, or again, love in partnership. So that's really beautiful and positive energy. And if you know anything about your placements, you could have either your North Node or your Venus in Aquarius or Sagittarius. My Venus is in Sag, actually. Now that I say that. All right, let's get another one here. We'll do one more. Got heart. So like I said, a lot of love possibly coming up here. Child is at the bottom of the deck. So whatever this is coming up for you here, whatever you're setting your intention on, you know, for some of you, this could involve children or a child. This could also do some healing for your inner child. A lot of us have different types of, you know, just traumas and wounding from just the experience of growing up and maybe having limitations set on us, or the way we may have been treated by either family, friends, or partners along the way. All right, this is really beautiful, positive energy, really heart-centered, not surprised since this is the new moon in Cancer. All right, so what are you hoping for, setting your sights on? What is going to feel fulfilling for you? Right, definitely focus on that. Get your heart behind that, because that's sort of what pumps and beacons that intention out there even more, so it can be drawn and magnetized to you. All right, let's get one out of just that romance and connection at the bottom out of this angel guide deck. Right, but definitely some sort of offer or opportunity presenting itself. Maybe this is also something that you go after and you put out there. It just depends, right, where you're at. This is promoting change for the better. This also is heading you towards your North Node, more towards your purpose and your fulfillment and growth. And so for many of you, this does have to do with working with another person, whatever level of a relationship that is. All right, so follow your heart, trust your instincts. There may be an opportunity to make a commitment for something, to something, and that definitely is going to bloom, blossom, grow, bring in peace and harmony. Wow, super beautiful reading. All right, let's see what we get out of this angel guide deck. All right, let's see here. Trust the universe and take a step back. See this swirling energy and trust the universe, and then he sort of got that same energy in his hand. All right, so, noticing if things do come up quick, you're not necessarily required to make a split-second decision, even though I did mention this offer isn't something that, is going to stick around forever. But you're allowed to take a moment, take a break, right? Really think about something and decide if it's a yes or a no for you. Just said in the last reading, just because something presents itself doesn't mean you have to accept it. You really have to drop into your heart space, tune in, and decide if whatever this is, right, fits with the steps you've been taking, with what you've been aiming for, with what you've been looking for. And then trusting the universe, having faith. So taking time to reflect on what you really want and what your fulfillment would be as you set your intentions for this new moon in Cancer. And then let the universe help guide you from there. Right? Help guide your steps. And really focused on your heart space energy as you make decisions and choices and take action steps moving forward. But there is a lot of positive, abundant, beautiful, harmonious energy here for you. So definitely draw on that as you move forward, as you set your intentions, and see how this unfolds as this moves towards the full moon in Cancer, which again, about 6 months from now. So you may see this unfolding during that time period. Even maybe Sagittarius or Aquarius season, this might come fully into fruition. But yeah, really beautiful, positive energy here for you. So that is what we've got for this new moon in Cancer reading. I hope there was something here for you, and you can drop into your heart space as you set your intentions for what you want and what you envision for your future. All right. Thanks so much for being here. And until next time, peace.